Hello, everyone, and welcome here at the webinar. Let me see. There is a background here that I do not want. This should be better. Just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. I see some people here already. If you can just give me a quick thumbs up, a hello, something in the chat, that would be very, very helpful. And then behind the scenes, we already have our guest waiting, which is Alex from Aimfox. So I'm excited about that. Julier, I can hear you. I can see you. Can you hear me? I mean, I know you can see me, but it's important that you can hear me as well. All good. Appreciate it, VS Code. I think I've seen you before. Can that be? I think I've seen you on the webinar of mine as well. If that's true, then I appreciate it. I appreciate you joining. Clear is good. All right. So let me see. And there we go, just to get the presentation back. Then also just trying to see, I see Alex behind the scenes, behind the screen already. Alex, can you hear me okay before I add you to the stage? Yeah, that's good, because before it seems you couldn't hear me. Then adding you to the stage. Here's Alex, ladies and gentlemen, from Aimfox. Your mic check.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, I'm beyond excited for this. So yeah, man, like let's kick it off and let's dive into some multi-channel.
Exactly. Well, you're not the only one who's excited. Now, I'm also excited about your background. What is that? I see the Aimfox thing there behind you. Is that an actual, because you're pretty small on my screen, is that an actual background or is it virtual?
It's not virtual, it's actual. Like let me, like you see, nothing is blurring in the background. I'm sitting here in our office in Belgrade, Serbia.
Mm.
This is where most of the team is. We got about 30-ish people that are remote as well, but
Mhm.
most of the team is here.
All right, that's pretty cool. I mean, I will get my instantly one soon, hopefully. But you know what? I may have to get that one as well. So see some people here. See Mark, judging from his name. I'm Mark. He's a fellow Dutchie like I am. Thanks for joining. So I think we're pretty much good to go. I usually, give people like a minute or two before we actually, dive into this. But it's been, it's 2 minutes past. I see some people are joining already on different channels, LinkedIn, YouTube. Mike, good morning from Denver. Good morning from Spain. To you, Mike. So before we kick this off, I want to address the very first question that we always get, which is, will there be recording? And yes, there will be recording. For now, you can find that in the LinkedIn event. So the moment we stop, this live, it will be in the LinkedIn event. And then I'm sure, Alex, you and your team will make sure that people will find that, as will we. But then after that, you will soon find it on our website as well. So once we launch our academy, little spoiler there, it will sit on there as well. So for now, you can find it on the LinkedIn event, our YouTube channel, just past live streams, and that's where you can find it. Then I'm pretty much ready to go. So just to introduce a little bit what we're doing here, I'm going to start talking a little bit about instantly first, so what it is that we've launched with our automation platform, and I will start showing that after as well. But then I definitely need your input as well, Alex, about what is Aimfox, why did instantly decide to integrate with Aimfox, and how can you help users actually scale LinkedIn outreach? Why should they even scale LinkedIn outreach in the first place? So we're going to dive into all of that. And I understood from you, you already have some campaigns that are running and performing. And we would love to just look at those just to see some of these, things in the wild, because I can start with all this theory, but people want to see actual plays
Yeah,
and play, or not plays necessarily, but just want to see how to set this up. How does it actually work? How can I get this going for me, right?
yeah.
People are not really here for us. In the end, I've made peace with that reality. Um,
they're
so
just they're just here for the value, and we have to deliver. So that's our goal for
exactly.
today.
Exactly. No pressure, right? But yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the automations, what it is that we do from a, from an instant point of view, where we wanted to unlock multi-channel outbound, right? So that's what we're doing. And that means that we've set automations live and instantly, and this is the very first launch of that. We're super excited about it. Me personally, I'm a big, outbound nerd. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm too much, like too excited about it, because this just unlocks so much potential for, Aimfox users, sure, but for just people looking to automate their outreach and just make life easier for themselves. And there are a lot of different things that you can do with it. But some of the main benefits definitely are that you can have, like one clean workflow. You can say, okay, great. I'm already doing email. I'm already doing LinkedIn outreach. I can just tie it together. I don't have to, jump between different tools and just work with, with these lists. I have to download my list from there, upload it there. You just have one clean, centralized workflow, and that is just super, important for people because we're busy, right? And we already have. I don't know about you, but I probably have like 20 different tools that I'm using that I need to jump between, and just minimizing that will just make me, in the end, will translate to dollar value because you can spend more time selling. It's a bit of a cliche, but it's definitely true. So that is one of the main things. I already touched, fewer manual steps, so no more exporting lists, copying profiles, and it gives you the capability to follow up at the perfect moment. So speed to lead is a thing. We can say, okay, the moment someone says, okay, we're interested, you can connect with them on LinkedIn, and that adds value because then they can see your LinkedIn profile. You're legit. Like your LinkedIn profile is like a landing page almost, right? They can see what you're doing. They can do a bit of research on their own before they actually go into that demo that you're booking them into. So there's a lot of value there, and it allows you to add more touch points with less effort. So I'm going to dive into that in the next slide a little bit as well. But there's a lot of value in that as well. So what they actually do, and why should we bother with with LinkedIn automation? Now, in some cases, just email isn't enough to get a reply. Like I already said, we are busy. Everyone's busy. So sometimes you don't check your email or email gets buried. That's completely fine. But in those cases, we want to make sure that, we add LinkedIn to the mix as well, where you can say, okay, I didn't get a reply by email. Let's try LinkedIn. And then the the one of the other great parts about that is that some people have really valuable accounts, right? So they maybe have a small market. They have like a small list of just really high target or high value accounts they want to break into, and say, okay, we're just going to go in with with one channel. Doesn't always make sense. And I think maybe you can echo that as well, Alex. Like some of the more
Yeah,
successful users that you have,
yeah.
maybe they utilize more than one channel. Is that something you're seeing?
Yeah, so 100%. I mean, honestly, up until now, like there was quite a bit of friction if you wanted to do like proper outbound, proper multi-channel outbound. But I mean, you've actually brought up some really good points, and I mean, just like on a high level, just looking at numbers, like if you're running a email outbound campaign, you're gonna get like 5% reply rate if you're good, and
Hmm.
that basically leaves 95% of the list pretty much like untouched. Yes, you did send them an email, but like, with all the junk in our emails, like, those are still good potential leads. So one of the hooks that we built into the integration with Instantly is actually like a campaign finished for leads and did not reply. So I
Hmm.
mean, just like look at like, you spend time building a list, and then you just throw away at the end of your emailing sequence, you just throw away 95% of that list because only
Hmm.
5% or so are going to reply. And I mean, that's value right off the bat, especially if you're working with a small TAM, like total addressable market. If the total addressable market is small, then that list is really worth gold, and you want to make sure you squeeze all the value out of it.
Hmm. Exactly. I agree. And some of our users have been tackling that in the past by saying, okay, we're going to recycle this different angle, and all that works. But um the more of a benefit you can get, or the more of a benefit you can give yourself, the better, right? And then, like you said, if you can save let's say 90% of your list by getting more replies via LinkedIn, that's great. There's a lot of benefits that come with it. So
Yep.
we're really excited to have this right here instantly. And You already mentioned one trigger, which is okay, the moment someone finishes a campaign,
Yeah.
they can go to instantly for, or they can go into Aimfox, for example. Or I already mentioned one you can see here on screen. The moment someone replies, you can then take the conversation further on LinkedIn, for example, or show them your LinkedIn profile, or connect just to have more touch points in there. There's a lot of value in there, and I
Yeah.
think people see the value. So I don't think I have to sell the value. So we
Yeah,
can be.
honestly, like like the no-brainer trigger for me, and this is a
Mhm,
trigger that everybody should be doing,
mhm,
that's doing any sort of B2B lead gen, is interested lead. So when you send an when you send an email sequence, when you get an interested opportunity or an interested reply,
mhm,
like you mentioned, time to lead. I know Alex Formosi talks about this a lot, but like time to lead is super important.
mhm,
So imagine you send somebody an email, they reply, yeah, they're interested in the offer, and then bam, right away or within like 10 seconds, they get a connection request on their LinkedIn account referencing that email. And
mhm,
then it's going to help you push a lot the actual conversion rates, because like the end goal is not just to get the interested reply, it's to close the deal, right? And
mhm.
this is where this is going to help a lot, the interested trigger.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I agree, and that, in a way, sort of like segues into my next point, which is why Aimfox and what is the benefit. Not necessarily the benefit. Yeah, I suppose the benefit using Aimfox, and
Yeah,
one thing that I like, the first thought that came to mind there was, okay, that's great. I can do that, but that doesn't give me a lot of capacity because there's my one LinkedIn profile. I send a lot of emails. I get a lot of positive replies. I cannot connect with all of them because it's going to max out my connection request and I'm going to get my account banned, right? So
yep,
that's not something that's necessarily scalable, but then that's where Aimfox comes in. And okay, sure, there's a unlimited outreach with unlimited accounts, but my sales team is only so big. I cannot register more accounts.
exactly.
I run like a smaller marketing agency. I don't want to hire 10 different sales reps. So then the same way that we have that option to have all these different email inboxes, Google, Outlook, you name it, now there's the option with Aimfox to rent LinkedIn accounts, right?
Exactly. So this is something that's completely unique to Aimfox. So you have other LinkedIn outreach tools, and we all have the same feature set. Like you connect your own LinkedIn account, and then you can do only so much. But we all give you a lot of really cool features. But where
Sure.
we stand out is where we kind of bring the methodology from cold emailing
Mhm,
to LinkedIn outreach.
mhm,
So just how you would set up your mailboxes on instantly and just
mhm,
like rent like mailboxes, like get 100 of them, 250, whatever the number is. The
mhm,
same methodology applies to how we're doing LinkedIn. So you can rent these LinkedIn avatar profiles that you can
mhm,
completely customize for your campaign, for your client, whatever. So you can change like the company, the headline, the banner, photo, like everything you need. And then just use these accounts to scale your LinkedIn campaigns.
okay.
Now, the real value happens because this unlocks a completely new potential that's matching one-on-one cold emails with LinkedIn messages and connection requests.
Mhm,
So if you're sending like 1,000 emails a day or 2,000 emails a day, with this option, with through Aimfox, you're able to send 1,000 connection requests per day.
mhm.
So that is the big value that like that's the answer to why Aimfox. Like if you want to like really match emailing and LinkedIn, then like this is a good solution.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, and that's really exciting because that was one, and I'm talking from personal point of view here, but also speaking with a lot of people in the industry. It's just hard to scale LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. But that really
Yeah,
takes care of that.
yeah,
One quick housekeeping note here. Mark Aberhart says someone should really manage this chat because there's a lot of questions in there from people. Then um, questions will take at the end of
Oh, okay, yeah, I do. Okay, there are really a lot of questions. I just
yeah,
saw that.
exactly. But it's good. People are excited, so I'm excited about that as well.
I
And
was in the zone. I wasn't even looking at the comments. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
we're gonna
exactly.
go
No,
at
so
this at the end. We're gonna
we're
go.
15 minutes in. So we're probably going to do another like 10 minutes just showing the actual setup within the platform. So I'm going to ask you to share your screen there. You can just show some campaigns that you've set up. So
Yep.
that's going to be another like 10 minutes. So I'm just going to ask people to be a little bit patient, and
Yep.
then in about 10-15 minutes or so we have 30 minutes left, and I think we're going to need all 30 of them just to get through the questions,
Yep.
but
Okay.
just for people to that. So Max, we can see the screen, but it looks small. I'm guessing that's on your end because that's not uh, an issue here. Let's see. Someone asked if they can work for you, Alex. We'll get to that in the end as well. um, there we go. So other people mentioned that maybe something of the presentation. So I'm going to remove the presentation. I'm going to add your screen and see if I can just maximize it just to make
Awesome.
sure that people
Awesome. Let's
see
do it.
that. So it's just the two of us for now. And then, yeah, so one other person mentioned audio, but I think that was on their end. And one other person mentioned like the dimensions. So I'm just going to do like a quick technical check here just to make sure that people can actually see it and can see
Yeah.
us. Let me
Well,
see.
judging by the number of questions we got, I think people can definitely see it.
Right. Yeah, they can see it, but I think maybe the screen was a little bit small. So before we get started, let me just check with the chat here if you can see the screen here and if you can see it good enough. Um, just double checking that with everyone. So Stan already says much better, but
Oh, okay.
and
Perfect.
like because the thing is, I can maximize it, but then they cannot see us, which obviously isn't ideal because they got to see um, us as well. So Brian
Okay.
says screen sharing is not good, and then
Okay,
Keegan
we got
says all good. So I'm guessing it is. And Brian mentioned, I think Brian, did you mention you're on your phone? In that case, I'm guessing you have to probably turn your phone.
okay. Cool.
Someone else said it's bad. Let's see.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to high vertical, and then because on my end it's showing completely fine. Like other people's
Yeah, it's looking fine. I think most of the people are saying it's fine. Amar is saying it's fine.
yeah. All right. So yeah, people saying it looks good. So I'm gonna say, okay, let's keep it going, and then I'm gonna just make sure that both of us are here on the side so people can see us, and then we're good to go just to run through these campaigns. And then if people they
Yep.
cannot see it on their screens, they can always jump on a live demo with us. They can reach out to sales at instantly.ai. We can show them a live demo. They can contact the Aimfox team, and they can see a
Okay.
live
So
demo.
okay, I think I know what the issue is. So you see how we have like a second screen on the left, like mobile ready, for mobiles. I'm not sure if you can take that off.
No, I already did that on my end. That's just a
Okay.
preview, like a preview of the vertical broadcast.
Okay.
And then let's see. I'm just gonna,
Yeah. Let's just keep it like that. So
yeah,
then people can see. But yeah. Okay. So do you want me to go for it?
yeah, exactly. Go for it, and
Okay.
then we should be all right.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, guys. So basically, I'm just going to show you really quickly how I set up my multi-channel campaign from Instantly into Aimfox. And yeah, basically, as you can see here, I have two campaigns running. So this is my Instantly campaign, and you can see I got some opportunities here, and I got some replies from the emails that started being sent. Now, when we go into this new fancy part, which is called automations, here you're going to see the interested lead. So I said send interested leads to an Aimfox campaign. And when you actually expand this, you can see here I set up the instantly trigger. So the trigger is lead status changed, and lead status changed into interested. Now you can choose any of these lead statuses. There are also other hooks, other triggers you can use, but I chose this specific one. And basically, then I said, okay, when that trigger happens, send the lead to a campaign in Aimfox, and this is the campaign I'm sending it to. Instantly X Aimfox, interested. So yeah, basically what happens is we sent an email with instantly. We get an interested reply here in the Unibox. So these are some interested replies, and then those leads get, and I'm going to show you in history, those leads get sent to an Aimfox campaign. So, and you can see here, these are some of the leads that just happened in the last hour, that interested opportunities that we got. Now, I'm going to show you really quickly on the instantly side, on the Aimfox side, what this looks like. So I'm just going to share a different screen with you now here.
Mm-hmm.
And all right. Okay, you should be able to see my screen. Just put me on the stage, Hans.
Let me see. There we go. That's better.
Okay, perfect. So here you're going to see so here I'm in Aimfox. Welcome to Aimfox. And I have an active campaign. So instantly X Aimfox, competitor interested. So this is the campaign I'm sending interested leads to. And when you actually go here into the campaign, and when you go to audience, you're going to see these are some of the interested leads that I got through my campaign. And these interested leads, they basically are enrolled in a campaign I build on Aimfox. So here you can actually see like what kind of message I send them, and you can actually look at the whole sequence. And yeah, I'm bringing up our Black Friday deal. So we have like a crazy good Black Friday deal, and like actually, what's really cool, Hans, is so with this campaign in the last 2 days, I think just through this instantly campaign, we did like 4.8K dollars in sales. So that's like 50K ARR in sales in just like while testing the campaigns.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's a pretty good daily rate as well.
Yeah. So here you build out your flow. Basically, the flow is you view a LinkedIn profile, you send a connection request with a note. In this case, and then you can automate reactions to posts, you can automate the messaging sequence, and basically all those replies get funneled into your Unibox here on Aimfox, basically. And this is where they come. Now, yeah, that's basically, so that's pretty much it, like in terms of like on the high level. Okay, can you put me back on the stage now?
Yes, I kind of think is that we should be. Let me see.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so we're back. So I just wanted to just kind of give you like a high level overview. But yeah, this is what the campaign looks like. The flow is super easy to build. It takes just like a few minutes. Of course, one of the things you need to have in your instantly list is you need to have the LinkedIn URLs, right? So that is obviously mandatory for this to execute. If you don't have it for your list, you can use Instantly's enrichment capabilities and actually get that data. Yeah,
exactly. All right. So those are first of all exciting numbers. I think you said 4.8K. So little disclaimer: those are not guaranteed results, but that's really cool just from testing it. And
I mean, I did say like honestly, the offer is really good, and like everybody knows who's doing outbound. Like, if you need a good list, you need a good tool, obviously, or tools in this case, and you need a good offer. And then so we got the groundworks right, and that's why it's doing well.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, just I think the setup makes sense to a lot of people where they saw, okay, you can set it up and instantly you can have these different triggers. I'm just going to run through the instantly side really quick because I see some questions in here in the chat, and I think they would be answered from there already. and then we can dive into questions and anything specific. And then anyone who is excited to jump on any of these deals or into setting up different tools, there are links in descriptions you can use to either sign up for Instantly or sign up for Aimfox. So there's that. So for anyone who thinks, what, I'm tired of listening to these guys, I'm ready to dive in, they are right there.
You're giving them a way out. They usually say, like, you should keep people on the webinar, right? Like,
Right.
at all costs. But
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
giving them
no,
a way
not
out.
us. Not us. The moment they're ready to take action, they can do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So here with it Instantly, like the setup is pretty easy. Where the trigger, first of all, the different triggers that we have here, and that sort of like segues into the first question someone had. So what are some of the triggers you can use? The ones that we have are, okay, lead interest status changed. Where you can say, okay, the moment someone is interested, I want to push them to Aimfox, or the campaign finished for leads, so someone got our emails, didn't reply, they can go to Aimfox, great. Or lead replied, those are ones. Then the lead added to list, that gives you a little bit more flexibility, because within Instantly you can set up maybe some flows or tags where the moment someone is for example marked as some custom tag that you have set up, right? Imagine you call the custom tag email opened, then they get added to that list of leads who opened their email, and then you can automatically add them to Aimfox. So these are the three ones that are really straightforward, and with lead added to a list, you can get a little bit more creative, as in, okay, what are some of the things that make me want to move a lead to a list? If that happens, I want to add them to Aimfox. So those are the options that you have there. After that, it's just straightforward where, for example, I chose lead interested. Now you have different statuses that you can use there, and then obviously you can use the instantly reply agent to say, okay, set this status for this, set that status for that. And you can just play with that a little bit, and the moment someone is or the moment the meeting is completed, then I want to connect. Like I always say, and I say it too often, but I'm going to say it one more time. Your own creativity is usually the limit, and you can do a lot of really creative stuff here where you set this up here, like different triggers and different rules that you have it instantly. And then you just, you push it to Aimfox, you select your account, you select what you want to do there, and you reach out. And it doesn't take a lot. In like the basic stuff takes you a minute to set up, and then you can get creative after that and set up some cool automations there. Make sure to turn it on from there. But then if you have any specific questions about how the automation platform works, which you, by the way, can find here on the top left, then we have help desk articles to help with that. And we have specific webinars and educational content coming up on the actual automation platform. So for now, I think that gives people enough to, actually get started with all this. So that leads me to the last slide right here, which is what everyone has been waiting for, it seems like, which is asking us questions that they have. And let me just check. Yeah, we have about 30 minutes, and I think we're going to need them. So let's see. I'm going to start from the top. So people who have been waiting the longest, I think that's fair. What do you think?
Yeah.
So let me see. So my microphone's a little bit in the way. So let's see. First of all, I want to say hi to some people. So Yubayar is here. Thanks for showing up. So is Ashfakel, he's here. Thanks for showing up. Easton as well. Brian, I've seen you ask some questions. I'll get to them as well. Then let's see the first question. So Mark is asking, is there a way to run multi-channel outreach with the same sequence without one sequence having to end before it's pushed to Aimfox? As in step 1 email, step 2 Aimfox, step 3 email. I think that's what he's asking.
Yes. So to coordinate like with steps, that is not possible. Like if you want to coordinate one after the other. However, the entire sequence does not need to end. You can look at triggers. So there are different use cases, because you can still keep on sending the follow-ups and the connection requests. And actually, Mark, one of the triggers that a trigger that I've been pushing, and I know I've been talking with your founders about this and Mark from the partnerships team. The big trigger we need is uh, email sent trigger.
Mhm.
So this trigger will allow us to sync one-on-one, sending off an email and the sending of a connection request. So once we have that trigger, that's going to allow for the campaign to continue on instantly, and then but have that connection request sent.
Exactly. And it's a matter of time because we're shipping fast. So this is, let's say, the first version that's already going to add a ton of value to people, where they can just take this, they can run with it and set up some really, strong campaigns. And then sure, we'll add more where, okay, you can add some additional steps and just play around with it a little bit. But for now, like what Mark is describing is technically possible, but that would be done outside the automation platform that we currently have. In the near future, he will be able to build it directly inside of, whether that would be Aimfox instantly. He'll be able to build directly inside the platforms.
Yeah.
Then let's see some representation. Then next question.
So just Mark, I saw your question. Are you working on launching more triggers? Yes, the answer is yes. We are working on launching more triggers.
One person asking, what is Aimfox? I'll let you handle that one.
Okay. Aimfox is a LinkedIn outreach tool. So with Aimfox, you can automate your LinkedIn outbound. So with instantly you send emails. With Aimfox, you automate connection requests, messages, in-mails, reactions to posts, endorsements, like all the LinkedIn actions you can think of.
Exactly. All right. And then a lot of questions are about the YouTube event that didn't really have the right dimensions. So I'll see, what the issue is there. But for next time, we'll figure it out. If the issue is on our end, maybe it's a temporary technical thing. So then Andrew's asking, what's your client's average reply rate and meeting book rate per campaign? So that is a very, very broad question, Andrew. We're very happy to give specifics. We actually have a report coming up with, average reply rates. But then again, that you need to take, is more nuanced, and you'll see the same thing. Whereas it's per industry, per this, like there's a lot of moving parts that come into play there.
But what we can do really quickly is we can compare some ballpark numbers on emails and LinkedIn. Now, with LinkedIn, like basically you sacrifice the scalability up until like the like unless you're using our AI like our avatar accounts. But what you're going to see on LinkedIn is you're going to see a lot higher conversion rates. In like, for connection requests sent, like you should be aiming to get about 50% of your connection requests accepted. If you're not getting 50%, it means that your list is dormant, meaning like those people you're targeting are just not active on their LinkedIn accounts. And then like reply rates on LinkedIn are going to be 20-30%. So just some ballpark numbers to compare. That's why it falls nicely into the whole equation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, LinkedIn is a great add to your email campaigns. I definitely agree, and those are exciting numbers. Then Mark is asking, what happens when someone is added to Aimfox through campaign finished for lead, and the lead later applies through email? Does the automation Aimfox stop automatically as well?
So it doesn't
Exactly. I was
currently.
thinking, but no.
It doesn't. It doesn't stop. It will be executed. So campaign finished for lead. But actually, we can build this out. So I will note this down as a feature request, because basically what can happen is once you on your side you register a reply, you can remove a lead. You can freeze a lead in a campaign on our side through our API. So this is actually good input. I will make a mental note to talk with the team on this.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that is someone that they could already set up, but because we have APIs and everything, but it would need to be outside of the automation platform, just a small additional automation to set up. And that is something that we'll add to it soon as well. Then you'll be asking, if I connect my link, so his own LinkedIn account, how safe would that be?
So it's 100% safe. Like we literally get 0 LinkedIn accounts banned. So just because we don't let you go wild, so we have like very hard coded limits to how much of what you can do. So we let you send up to 200 connection requests per week. And I mean, like LinkedIn, like honestly, LinkedIn doesn't work in a way where it bans. It more works in a way where it says you are limited to 200 connection requests a week. You're limited to 50 in-mails, free in-mails per week. And then hit that limit, they just say you've reached your weekly limit, wait until Sunday. And that's when the clock resets. So yeah, so you're not, so nobody is going to get their account banned by doing LinkedIn automation with the right tools.
Exactly. All right, that's good to know. And then Mark's asking, you're working on launching more triggers. Absolutely, we're working on launching some really, really exciting triggers, both from the Aimfox side of things as well the instantly side of things. So now we were just really excited to get this shipped, to get people, to have people start using this because everyone was asking for it. Now people can start using it. They can, have it work together. And then the future will add more triggers, more features. We'll build out even further, and people will be able to just build even cooler automations, campaigns, more creative stuff as well.
I see actually Mark has one more question. If you can bring it up, it's going to be the one. Can you use a, yeah, that's the one. Okay, I love it. It's such a good intro. So can you use AI to read the response and then create personalized message on LinkedIn? So I have a positive and a negative answer. With Aimfox, you cannot do that. However, one of the Hans, can I tease like with an upcoming feature for this?
Well, it may get me in trouble, but I'm going to say yes. And
okay. Well, you're in trouble. I mean,
so be it.
I'll clean. Okay. So actually, one of the big integrations that the Instantly team has almost finished is the Unibox integration. So you're going to have the option to see LinkedIn messages in your Instantly Unibox alongside your emails, and you're going to be able to reply there. And then, as you're probably familiar with the AI agent that you currently have in Instantly, drafting all the responses and everything, that same functionality is going to be available for your LinkedIn messages as well. And it's all going to be in one spot on your Instantly workspace, on your Instantly Unibox. Okay, so
exactly.
I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it in me. I had to spoil the surprise.
Exactly, that's fine. I'll fully blame you for that one if I do get some Slack pings right now.
Okay.
I doubt it. It's a big one. It's really exciting, and that's, I don't know. Like my mind was blown when I saw that. I was just super.
We'll do a separate webinar about that. Like let's leave it at that.
We most definitely will. Is there a replay for the latecomers? Yes, you can find it on the LinkedIn. You're watching Humberto from LinkedIn. So the moment this event ends, you'll find a replay there. So on the LinkedIn event. Tamara was already kind enough to help us out there. It's a nice background she has there. Looks familiar. Then let's see what happens with the connections we have on the rented accounts.
Yeah, so we give you an option to, so basically, so let's say you use the rented accounts for like 3, 4, 5 months. You decide you don't need them anymore, and you've gotten a list of your connections. We give you an option to export all of these connections that you got from your campaigns. Now, of course, these connections are going to stay on these accounts. However, we give you an option to export this data outside of Aimfox.
That seems very, very fair. Yeah. Then here's I don't know if it's a question for now, but I just want to say hi, Chris. Thanks for your question. I think this is a pretty, a little bit outside the scope of this webinar, but let me see if I can answer it really quick. So trying to run a campaign that offers to real estate agents on listed properties. I'm unable to create a lead. Excuse me, unable to create a lead with duplicate emails. My listed agent either. So I think what he's saying is that he has a big list, but there are duplicates in there because agents have multiple listings. So that is, I think, pretty easy to clean up in Google Docs. So if you still have questions about that, like ping me on LinkedIn or ping our support team or ask it in the community, even better. Like we have a Slack community, drop it in there. A lot of people in there who can just help you figure it out in a couple of minutes. So you should be all right there. So kind of asking the same question I would ask before, we just want to address that. So how can we make sure that when a lead replies on either platform, the sequence is stopped on both platforms? So for now, there's either a manual task or a Zapier make and an end task, but pretty soon that will be a native instantly Aimfox task as well. There's that.
Right.
Then same question. So protection against LinkedIn automation policies, and how does your automation logic impact the time and execution of blended campaigns built in instantly? I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure what he means by blended campaigns.
Um, I understand the question. So yeah, basically, what the JE is asking is if you have multiple campaigns, I believe on Aimfox running, how do we make sure like they don't like exceed limits? Um, well, but yeah, I think that's built in instantly. How does your automation logic impact the timing and execution of blended campaigns built in instantly? Okay, so the way this works is you send leads from an instantly campaign into an Aimfox campaign.
Mhm.
In terms of and like at at the rate at which these leads hit the campaign, that's when that's the order in which these leads will be reached out to. Now, this is going to be pretty instant if you have not hit your weekly limits on your profiles. So what can happen is you can hit a bottleneck where you're sending too many leads into your Infox campaign and you don't have and you hit your weekly limits and you're unable to reach out to them, which is going to result in them stacking up. One way to resolve this issue would be to connect more LinkedIn accounts to Aimfox. The other way you can either use your account or you can rent the accounts from us, basically.
Mhm. Exactly, that makes sense. Then, if I have the instantly growth plan alongside a few SDR AI, well, a few alongside a few rental accounts from Aimfox, they can start this now. Or is there any extra cost for the automation setup? Questions for both platforms, and I can answer them for both. That there's no additional cost involved. So that is exciting. You can just, it's available for free as an add-on in your account. You get access to the automations. Now, if at any point you need to enrich, leads that you have with emails, then you can use instantly for that. For that, you would need credits, but that makes sense, I think, because in the end, you would pay for it anywhere. But to use this, what we're talked about today is just completely free and is added to all of your accounts.
Okay,
Then,
I see another question from JE. We can bring it up because now I have the full context.
sure.
So we are super careful at what's the cadence of interactions and how we spread those out. So we don't let you control that because we control that on the back end. So we make sure like within an hour you never send more than I believe it is 10 connection requests or
Mhm.
10 messages. So we have these hard-coded limits I was talking about that just make sure that like your interactions are like spread out nicely within your set schedule. So so we don't like we handle all of that stuff on the back end. We spread everything out nicely.
Beautiful. That works. And then, is there an option to use the Instantly API to update my Instantly leads in the current API? I can find the option to update the LinkedIn URL. Yet the option should be there. So there's a patch endpoint to update your leads to the moment you're saying, okay, I found my LinkedIn URL somewhere else. I want to add that. Then you're able to. I can see if it makes sense to create a quick tutorial for that. But I think knowing our developers, that that would be something that is really easily shipped like really soon already without having to use the API. But updating leads via the API is fairly straightforward, and I can see if it makes sense to create a quick tutorial for that. Or Mark, you can shoot me a message in the community, ask it in the community in the in the relevant channel there, and then we can shoot a quick loom maybe just to get you underway. What is the ideal trigger to switch a lead from LinkedIn to email? No connection accept or no reply.
Um, So honestly, like I would focus on the no reply, the ability to switch a lead from LinkedIn to email. Yeah, I would focus on the, well, I mean, like both. I mean, again, like there isn't like there's never like a yes or no answer here. It comes down to testing, using different use cases, and comparing the numbers. It depends on a lot of factors. So honestly, like I couldn't like say like, hey, do
Yeah, I
this.
agree.
There's never like a true blueprint on like what works.
Mhm. No,
Test it,
definitely.
play around with it.
I agree. So yeah, testing is the key to success, right? Then MD is asking, how does Aimfox handle the new weekly connection limit fluctuations compared to cloud-based competitors?
We're a cloud-based solution, so everything we do is cloud-based. We don't do anything through Google Chrome extensions or through your computer. So yeah, everything is cloud-based. I think all of the tools that you have in Instantly, we all have the same limits, right? Because those are LinkedIn's limits imposed by LinkedIn. If somebody is telling you, hey, with this tool you can do more, don't, because you're probably going to get in trouble.
Mhm.
But none of the tools in Instantly currently are saying you can do more. So these are limits that apply across the board.
Exactly. Then I'm going a little bit quicker here because, well, we have like 10-ish minutes left, but we still have some questions to get through. So Nirjan's asking, can you please show us how we can integrate LinkedIn with campaigns? We went through that a little bit earlier. So if you joined us late, the replay is available, or you can jump into app.instantly.ai/automations. It's really straightforward, especially now that we only have a couple of options available. You can ask in the Slack community, and then we can help you there, or you can ask our support if you're
And
not.
there's a good knowledge base article as well, like
Exactly.
like in the help center that kind of lines everything out.
Exactly. JE, so let me just, I didn't read this question yet, so maybe we're repeating ourselves here, but
Okay.
what it means if we are coordinating outreach to a single lead via email and LinkedIn simultaneously, if LinkedIn limits the latest send of a campaign message, does it properly adjust? As in, right, probably so starting from LinkedIn, imagine you have, 1,000 people in there, but you're only to contact 50 per day. The thing is that the triggers, how you set them up, the moment someone is receives like a LinkedIn message, then they get added to instantly. Is that correct?
Um, yeah. So in
For
order
example.
to get your leads added from Aimfox to Instantly, you
Mhm,
need to have they need to accept the connection request. So they need to be in your first connections, and then
mhm.
you can send them over. Then you can send them over to your Instantly list.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So I think what he's asking is, okay, imagine he only has one LinkedIn account, right? And I can only send like 50 messages per day. How do I make sure that not, the moment I send that message, they already got the email because I have like 100 email inboxes that goes faster. But the thing is that it's being throttled by Aimfox because they only get added to instantly excuse me, the moment something happens in Aimfox.
Yeah, I mean, like you can like there is also like a workaround. Like you can just like export the list and then like enrich it and send it to Instantly. But you would need to enrich because you're just gonna have the LinkedIn URLs. You would need to enrich all of that data to get the emails.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then Mark asking about profiles in the Netherlands, and then Tamara was kind enough to answer already, saying that Aimfox has European accounts and also some from the Netherlands. So that is exciting. Shout out to all the Dutch people here. I can see there's quite a few. Then is there a way to verify whether an account has been active and posting content in the last 30 days? I think that comes from what you mentioned earlier, where you have like a dormant list, and that's why your connection
Yeah.
accepted.
So this is actually one of the Sales Nav filters. So you can
Mhm.
use Sales Navigator. We have a native Sales Navigator integration. So you can use one of those Sales Nav filters to filter based on when was the last time the LinkedIn account posted. Right.
Mhm.
Also, one more really good way to do that, and this is something unique to us,
Mhm.
is to filter out verified LinkedIn profiles to
Mhm.
filter out premium LinkedIn profiles. Or
Mhm.
sorry, to filter in. So those are the
Exactly.
ones you want to reach out. If somebody has LinkedIn Premium, he's very likely to be active.
Mhm.
Posting is tough because honestly,
A lot of
very
lurkers.
few people post on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
So our filter of going after verified accounts or premium accounts is going to be more effective than this filter for like last 30-day posted.
Exactly, exactly. That's pretty cool,
It's
actually.
going to kill your list. Like you're gonna like exclude like 90% of the leads from your list.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I agree. That's pretty cool. I like that. Then another quick question: if you can have these profiles employed at your company, and then Tamara also said yes, you can do that. So the moment you purchase it, let's call them an avatar, you can have that
Yeah,
set up.
full personalization. You can change everything about these accounts. Everything other than the name and the profile picture.
Exactly. All right, that makes sense. And then will campaign creation and lead addition APIs be improved? I'm struggling to get my agents to create campaigns. Um, we are actively working on the docs now. I think it's more of a aha moment. Like I've built a lot with the Instantly API, and this is a little bit outside the scope of this webinar, but let me just quickly, address this. Like I've worked a lot with the Instantly API, and you need to at times see, okay, you know what, this is how I need to instruct the AI agent, or that the moment it's up and running, it absolutely works. And I've personally found that whenever I work with Claude code, it gets it earlier than when I work with, with OpenAI models. But that's just a little bit of a sidetrack that we're not going to dive too much into now. Will I have another active session when I connect my LinkedIn profile with Aimfox?
So actually, that's a very good question. So if by active session you mean like your active session on LinkedIn, there are two ways you can connect your account to Aimfox. You can either connect by using your email address and password, and that's going to create a new session. However, we always suggest that you use our Google Chrome extension to connect your LinkedIn profile. So this just connects your account, and this preserves, it basically takes the session from your browser, the cookies, and we use that session. So that is the recommended way to connect your LinkedIn account to Aimfox.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That was actually a question. I wouldn't have come up with that question, but that is a really good question. Let me see. We still have questions coming in. Does Aimfox still have a deal on AppSumo?
No, we don't. We don't. We had an AppSumo launch like over a year ago now.
Mm.
We don't, and we never will. But like we do have a Black Friday deal now live, and honestly, that Black Friday deal, like on the agency plan, like your seat on Aimfox costs like $12 a month, right? And the avatar account costs like $54 a month. So like for $12 a month, if you connect your own LinkedIn accounts, 54 if you use our accounts with the seat included. So yeah, that's the best deal you're gonna find anywhere.
Yeah, I bet it is. I can imagine you getting it cheaper. Then I was asking, is there a way to send data from Aimfox to Instantly so we can engage with those prospects through their work email, the same people we've already connected with on LinkedIn? Yes, that is what we showed earlier in this webinar, where, the point of this is saying, okay, something happened in Aimfox, we want to send these people to Instantly. And if you need work emails, if you need any enrichment done, then you can do so in Instantly. If you have, instant credits, you can find a work email. In the near future, there will probably be different ways to do that automatically, programmatically. But for now, you can either enrich them first, then move them, or enrich them somewhere else. Or if you already have their work email or any type of email, then they automatically get added. You can already get started. We've gotten through the questions. We did it.
Yeah,
But
took us only 25 minutes.
yeah, exactly. We still have 5 minutes, and I want to give people, you know, the opportunity to ask more questions. JE is asking, can you provide links to any promotions being offered so we can do some testing? So there should be links in the descriptions. And then on the Aimfox website, if you want to look, at the promotion from them, click the link in the description. Then Black Friday deals right there. You cannot miss it. Instantly doesn't have a promotion yet. That's all I'm going to say. No more spoilers from my end.
Look, I've done enough of the spoiling, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Don't want to get both of us in trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Do
click the
you do
link
you want me
below.
to say it? Do you want me to spoil it?
No, 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 no,
I'm
no.
not
Then
going to. I'm not going to.
so there's that. Yes, links are available, and definitely do some testing. It's never been cheaper to do some testing, as you said before. So that's exciting, and it's getting pretty much impossible not to generate any leads or new business. Regardless of your use case, which you've already demonstrated, you're getting like 2.5K per day from day one for Aimfox. So that is, that's great to see that happening. We are going to sign off in about 2 minutes, so maybe we're going to have some final questions, but that leads us to, let's say, the final talking points. And just that's just going to be me repeating a couple things where, okay, if you're just tuning in, yes, replay is available on the LinkedIn event or the YouTube live stream, but I heard from some people that the YouTube live stream was maybe having some technical issues. So check out the LinkedIn event that is on the Instantly page. If you have specific questions, you can always reach out to us. You can find us in our Slack community. You can find us in live chats. We have help desk articles if you want to get going yourself. And then if you want to get a demo just to see, if you can, like which plan you need, how to set this up for yourself, sales at instantly.ai is where you can request that, or on the website, of course. Then if they want to get in touch with you, Alex, or with your team, what's the best way of getting in touch with you?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm quite active on LinkedIn. So go ahead, send me over a connection request, and I'll be looking out for it. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, get in touch with the team. Like on our website, you have an option to also schedule a call, a demo of the
Mhm.
platform. Now we usually reserve those demos for like bigger like agency deals. So if you're one of those agencies or one of the bigger teams, feel free to schedule a call. Otherwise, we have a very good onboarding like within the app. So we have a 7-day no credit card free trial. So just give it a spin, try it, build the connection, build the workflows, and then our team is there to assist.
Exactly. That's great to hear. Then one final question, Khan. You have the honor of being the final one. After that, we're tuning out. So Khan's asking, will Black Friday rates stay the same during renewal payments or go back to previous price after 6 months ends?
It'll go back to the previous price. Yeah, so that's that. It's a limited offer to 6 months. And
Six
yeah,
months is a lot. By then, you've earned it
it
back
is.
already, and
Yeah,
you'll
I mean,
never look
honestly, like
back.
if we haven't like earned your trust, and if we haven't proven to be an ROI positive tool, then like it's I'll consider it a personal failure. So
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. I agree. The ROI is definitely there. All right. That's it from our end. Watch the replay if you want to on the channels I mentioned before. Ask specific questions that you have. But most of all, start testing. Alex is already earning a few grand per day just by starting to test instantly Aimfox integration. So I would encourage everyone else to do the same. And then most of all, thanks a lot for tuning in. And hopefully it's been helpful. And if not, if you still have any questions, we're here for you to answer any questions that you may have. Alex, been a pleasure, been an honor. We're going to do this again pretty soon to go through some really specific plays, because people now had chance to ask some of their more technical questions, which makes sense. We just rolled this out. Now people are going to start, they're going to get going, and then we have to help them more on, let's say, a
exactly,
technical level, right? We're going to have to start giving them some specific plays, templates, prompts, how to get more results. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the near future. Once the date is known, we'll make that announcement. But I'm excited to help people get the most out of multi-channel.
that's the plan, and that's the fun part. Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Alex. Have a good one. Thanks, everyone. And we'll see you in the next webinar.
You
Bye-bye.
too.